Do you want to buy a new car or do you want to buy a $37,000 gaming PC?
You can only have one because this thing is $37,000. It's a gaming PC featuring an RTX 4090, an awesome AMD EPYC CPU with 1.5 terabytes of RAM, and Super Workstations was nice enough to send this thing over and sponsor a video where we're going to take a look at this and talk about the value of a workstation computer for you at home, for people who actually do work, unlike us here who just like to play Fortnite and other video games. But we're going to game on it. We're going to talk about what it's capable of outside of gaming, and then just kind of have fun with it because we've never seen anything like this in the office. So big shout out again to Super Workstations for sponsoring this video. Let's go ahead and open it up and get the grand reveal.
So we actually had Jonah unbox this PC when Matt and I weren't here because we were very excited. We honestly don't even know if we fully know the specs of this. We just know it was 37 grand, and that's kind of what we're here for. We're gonna open it and see what's inside.
Our employees are like gawking around here. They really want to see a $37,000 computer, and I do too, with an AMD EPYC processor and a 4090 and a ton of RAM. Show a little bit of the heels.
Show the feet.
Look at look at the feet.
Yeah,
So I know it's in a fractal case. So basically they went gaming tower for this, and they just packed a bunch of server workstation hardware in there, which gets it up to $37,000.
Yep, and we think that it has 2 CPUs in it, but we also don't know that for factuals.
Big old PC. This is a big
this is 2
case.
CPUs, man.
Oh, look at this. All right, so we have 2 CPUs in this thing.
Look at the RAM.
All right, we gotta open this thing up.
Dude,
I need to see the inside.
16 slots of RAM.
So yeah, this is the Fractal Torrent, which I don't think we've ever built in. It's actually a really sick looking case. And then we'll take this off here. God, we have plenty of power, a 1500 watt Corsair power supply. So yeah, we're gonna take this off and take a look. But yeah, AMD EPYC, a processor line most people don't get for gaming, but today we're gonna show you what it can do in gaming.
Yeah, this is basically almost like the new Threadripper, the much better Threadripper. And yeah, this is where if you're not going the Xeon route, you're definitely going the AMD EPYC route. And yeah, this looks absolutely bonkers. We got a 4090 down here because honestly, there's not a better GPU on the market at the moment.
So one thing we do have to get out of the way, Super Workstations was nice to sponsor this video for us to game on a $37,000 computer, but they even know that you could build a PC for $4,000 to $5,000 that'll probably game the same. The main reason being you don't need all the cores and threads that these AMD EPYC CPUs provide, and 1.5 terabytes of RAM is definitely overkill.
You don't need that.
You don't need that. We even think 64 gigs for most people is overkill for a gaming system, but this is just a fun way for us to showcase their company and all the stuff that they do offer for workstation tasks. And we'll probably throw like a Cinebench run, see how those cores work and see how fast a Cinebench render goes, and really just show you what a workstation is capable of if you were in the market or you get one of these awesome $37,000 computers.
One of the things I'm excited about too is to run our 3D Mark test and see just how crazy the price to performance is going to be, because $37,000 is a lot of money, but we're also talking about a really high-end workstation company. And of course, you're not exactly going for the best bang for buck for gaming. You're going for the best bang for buck for doing some insane rendering tasks. If you wanted to have a Minecraft server, you could probably have 1,000 Minecraft servers running on this at once.
All right, I want to see the cable. Oh, the cable management's not too bad either.
This is one of those double tempered glass cases.
Yeah, so flip it around. So the power supply goes up top. This is like kind of old school, you know, where it has the power supply up top, and cable management's good. A lot of fans.
No HD audio, surprisingly.
Oh, it's probably, again, server hardware here. So it's not gonna have the traditional like plugs and layouts of a normal desktop. So no HD audio. I mean, again, we're just really gonna maximize the performance here.
Oh, this is actually a Gigabyte board. I thought this was gonna be like a super micro, but it's a Gigabyte MZ73.
I did a little bit of research, believe it or not. I learned that Gigabyte is pretty prevalent in this like high-end motherboard workspace. Okay. So they do offer a lot of motherboards, but they're not like their gaming Aorus line or anything. This is like workstation level.
This is interesting. So we not only have the 24-pin and double CPU 8-pins up top, we also have a PCIe, it looks like 2 6-pins into the board, probably to help power the PCIe. And then we of course have our 16-pin going straight to the 4090. And I mean, honestly, this is a surprisingly clean build. Like, this actually looks like a really solid gaming PC. It's just once you see those 2 tower coolers and all that RAM, you're like, this might be more than a gaming PC.
It was funny, they messaged us and were telling us, don't be worried when you boot it up for the first time if it takes like 5 minutes to post, because it's doing all the error checking of the RAM, and that's pretty common for servers. When you boot them up for the first time, they're supposed to stay on long-term 24/7 and run different tasks. So yeah, we had to wait a little bit of a boot time, get into Windows, and then we could play some games at 4K and just, you know, have some fun here. See what a $37,000 PC can do in gaming.
They have a pretty good fan setup too. We have, I think these are like 200 mil fans in the front.
Huge.
We have 140s at the bottom and then a 140 in the back. Yeah, a lot of airflow, but this is an interesting case design. We have the HX1500i up top. So interesting, instead of a basement, you got the attic up top. And these, really the coolers, I mean, they're not really like I'm sure there's some name brand, but it's hard to even tell. They're just like 120 mil tower coolers basically, but they're really beefy.
I know we're focused on the computer, but this case is cool. Look at the back. It has cable ties for your cable management.
Oh yeah, to run your, oh yeah, this takes one of these cables.
So it takes one, so like you can run your power cord right here and cable management that way. If it were a little bit bigger, you could also like run some of your USBs and stuff.
It's so funny to see. There's 2 USB 3s in the back. That's some server stuff right there.
That's all you need, USB 3. You don't want any intrusion in your server. Everything's normally done remotely with these kind of things. They're set up, deployed, and then it's done remotely, so you don't have any like risks of any sort of hacking or anything like that. So yeah, let's just boot this thing up and see what we got. All right, first turn on. Again, this is gonna take a little bit to post. We might like speed it up a little bit while we're waiting, but we're gonna hit the power button and see what happens. See if we trip the power grid.
Oh, I'm excited to hook it up to the watt meter.
Oh,
that'll
yeah,
be really fun.
Good.
Here we go.
Wah!
We're probably gonna get really high fan speeds for a couple minutes while this thing boots. This might even be how it sounds. It is a workstation.
Yeah, workstations and servers, they don't really care about noise. They just want optimal performance. So this might be the fan noise that we get.
Which obviously the side panel is off, so it'll be a little bit quieter with the side panel on, but there actually is some lighting in this with the graphics card, and I think that's it, right?
It's so goofy. It's like workstation meets gamer with the 4090. It's crazy.
I'm just saying, man, with that side panel, if it was a little more tinted, you would not know that this is 37K. You would just look in there and be like, that looks like a really nice gaming PC.
Nice gaming computer.
I thought that would stick.
AMD EPYC 128 cores, so 2 of them.
Yeah, look, 2 of them right there. So that means we have a 256 core, 512 thread gaming PC.
Insane, and nobody should do that. But a gigabyte shifted. And most people too would not run a normal Windows 11 operating system on this. This is like a server. Like you would have some sort of server operating system. I think it's Windows 11.
Can you choose what you want on their website?
Yeah, I think you can. This comes with Windows 11 Professional. So, yeah, baby.
If that didn't work, I don't know what we would have done.
I would have been woohoo!
I would have called them and said, you guys need to come down here now.
Hey,
it booted right in. That was a fast boot up.
Let's go. Guys, it took like 30 seconds, you know?
We've looked at a lot of task managers, but we've never looked at one like this.
All right, guys, grand reveal. What do we have in Task Manager? The AMD EPYC 9754 128 core. But we don't just got one. We got 2 of them, making 256 cores and 512 threads.
Wow. So right now we're at the base speed is 2.25 gigahertz. We're at 3.08. I don't even know what these boost up to. We'll find that out. McAllister put it on screen. Now we're on the RAM screen. And I've never seen these numbers before. We have 24 of 24 slots used, 4800 megahertz, so this is DDR5, and we have 1.5 terabytes. Didn't even know it could go that high.
SSD's not very exciting. Just a basic boot drive, 1 terabyte basic boot drive, gets the job done. You can obviously opt for more if you need it, but for us, it gets the job done.
It is a high-end drive. It's a 990 Pro, which I don't know if we've used before.
No.
I'm assuming that we
10
have...
gig.
Oh, yeah.
You get 10 gig networking. Jesus Christ.
This is what we need here,
That's what we need.
And then
4090.
with 24 gigs of VRAM, does that really matter in this PC?
No. So what we're gonna do now is, well, I'm gonna start downloading stuff over here because I don't want to move it and wait the like 5 minutes for it to boot again. But we're gonna get stuff downloading, replace some games at 4K, of course, and then talk more about what it can do other than that. Run some benchmarks like Cinebench or whatever. I think that'd be fun to see. And then yeah, just have a lot of fun with this computer because it's not very often we're gonna get a $37,000 computer in the office.
You know, I think it's really funny. Normally, when we're just in Windows, we have some usage of the CPUs and some usage of the RAM.
It's 0.
It's 0% on both.
It's 0.
Like,
there's nothing happening.
What's it gonna take to even get 1% on these?
It's gonna take a lot. How many Chrome tabs? A lot of Chrome tabs.
All right, guys, we are playing Halo Infinite, and we, of course, had to max this game out. Max FOV, we're at 4K, ultra settings. I almost wish we had a higher resolution because AAA title getting over 144 FPS constantly, even though this is a really, really hard to run game.
The frame times are way lower than I'm used to seeing in Halo. Even on some higher end computers, it hits like the 8 to 9 millisecond range or getting the 5 millisecond range.
Can we talk about it too? Like, so our 4090 is maxed out, right?
Yeah,
because this is a graphic intensive game. Our CPUs, I don't even, 1%.
1%, I just saw 1.
0 to 1%. That just goes to show you, like, you know, games like Fortnite obviously might touch this. What are we looking at?
We are currently at 800 watts.
800 watts. By the way, guys, this thing idles at over 300 watts, which is a lot. I know a lot of people probably think my PC idles at that, and I promise you it doesn't. We've built 4090 PCs before with i9s. They idle at like 100.
Yeah, they idle at 100, and at under full load, they're probably like 300 watts less.
Yep.
So this is definitely something that would be in a server situation where they're like, you know what, forget watts, it's whatever. But I did do some research because this is a space we're not very familiar with, and AMD EPYC is known compared to Intel for being much more power efficient. So if that tells you anything, you know, it still pulls power in comparison to like consumer, but compared to server, it's actually pretty efficient.
I mean, when you think about it, we have a 1500 watt power supply in this, and they clearly know what they're doing. They've tested it. I would have thought this would have needed a lot more watts to be able to run that much RAM, that many cores. I mean, the 4090 alone, they say you should have a 1000 watt power supply.
I do love that it's using 49 gigs of RAM right now, though. I mean, might as well. That's like nothing compared to your 1.5 terabytes of RAM.
Look at our 4090 is actually doing about almost half the wattage.
Yeah. 4090, baby.
I hate to say it, I just now realized this is Capture the Hill. I think a really bad teammate. I mean, kind of team death. Okay, that's not a good grenade. It was a good grenade.
Yeah, we're gonna be testing many more games compared to what we normally do. Obviously, we're gonna run something for the CPU. We're gonna run something for the GPU and CPU combo. We're gonna have 3D Mark Time Spy, but which seems kind of underkill for this, but we're gonna do it anyways. And we'll see how it compares to other computers. But it's just funny to see the CPU at 0%. You think that that's a bug, but nope, it's just not using it that much.
Like, look at the spot. I can just hide right here all day. And I can do this. A little shieldy. Oh god. Oh god. Oh, and I have another shieldy? Oh, that guy's a skewer. And he
Oh.
Just... My dog. Please. Oh. I suck. Shooting lasers at us. It's unfair. Ooh, I knew that was gonna be a good grenade. I could feel it. Oh, I'm gonna die to this guy. Ooh,
Yeah, buddy.
Isn't that a bot name usually?
Yeah,
It's
343.
343.
Hey,
Oh, we won.
victory!
Yay.
Let's
Who
freaking
would have thought we would
go.
have won in the $37,000 gaming PC?
Next up.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are testing one of the latest and greatest AAA titles, Starfield. And we are, of course, max settings. I mean, what would we be doing if we weren't testing this thing to its max potential? But we're at 4K. We are not using any upscaling, and we're just ultra, like,
Actually,
everything.
We could turn off FSR. I thought it didn't
cheating?
exist. So off, frame generation. Yeah, you turn that on. Yeah. Let's see what that does.
Okay, because we got an NVIDIA GPU.
Oh yeah, buddy.
That's a little better.
That's a little
So now
better.
we have DLSS on, which of course, 4090, you gotta take advantage of that new technology. But 120 FPS at 4K, I mean, it's hard to say because like it's not like we've had a, 14 Gen i9 with a 4090 and like a 750X 3D like we have, but I honestly do not remember how they run compared to this.
Yeah.
This is more of just it's the bragging point that counts, guys.
It's called unnecessary dollars for gaming.
Yes.
We'll say the game looks pretty decent at 4K, but
It does look really good.
I'm used to trying to run it on my 2080 Super and it was getting like 30 FPS with frame gen.
And that wasn't a 4K even, right?
No, it's 1440p, but it's pretty bad. Well,
bad.
you know what? We might just hide in the bathroom. I think it does the purpose. Well, that's Starfield. It gets 90 to 100 FPS.
4K.
Let's play a real man's game, Fortnite. All right, guys, obviously, you spend $37,000. You gotta play Fortnite on high settings with these settings. I'll go ahead and show you guys. We got 4K, high preset, TSR Epic native. We actually have some stuff off here. I don't know why I'm on that preset. I could probably go Epic, but honestly, we tested a 4090 PC with like Epic Fortnite ray tracing, and it was getting like 50 FPS or something. Fortnite apparently with ray tracing just breaks everything. But yeah, another example of $37,000 computer to play Fortnite and get 100 FPS on max settings. Probably not the best use of your money for gaming, but hey, they gave us permission to do this. We're just having a good old time here.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people at home probably like, you don't build computers every day. In your mind, you're like, the more money you spend, the more FPS you're gonna get. You should put it, why are we not getting 500-600 FPS in every game? Well, that's just kind of part of like software restrictions, game restrictions, and then obviously the fact that the 4090 is the best GPU on the market really for gaming. And as you can see in most games, we're maxing out the 4090.
So we're limited by that. This game, not in particular because I'm on high settings right now, but there are points we're hitting 90 to 96. But Fortnite's a good example of a game that does use the CPU a decent amount, even in DX12.
5%?
And 5%, that's more than we've seen actually. So that's a good little like, hey, you all wondered how much of the CPU it actually uses? There you go. Oh God, I'm getting attacked by AI.
Oh,
I found.
He thought he could take a little But I could take a little nibble of that loot. But that ain't gonna happen on our watch. That guy's called the beta champion. Another one. Do it to him. Okay, quit a little.
No scope!
That would've been crazy. Oh. Guess what? You're dead.
All right, yeah, that's Fortnite. It is what it is. Let's move on to some Cyberpunk to wrap this up. All right, guys, we're in Cyberpunk full screen. We got ultra ray tracing, DLSS super resolution set to auto. I mean, it's pretty much as high as it gets right now. And the radio is so loud. Turn the radio off. How do I stop the radio? Yeah, here we are, driving into oncoming traffic. I mean, we are using upscaling, so we're not really, you know. And this is with the new update where they have made ray tracing even crazier. So not surprised to see this kind of FPS number, and wouldn't be surprised if we got about the same numbers with another CPU.
I feel like ray tracing just makes the game just look bright.
It's so bright, and now we're hitting loading zones. Ugh. Oh, I'm breaking it.
You were freaking going through the RAM and CPU.
Look at this. Damn. This looks like Jonah's car.
Oh, show him the move,
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
Can I take the cop car?
This is the police.
I know Cyberpunk has definitely come. Ah! I missed everything there. Oh, I'm hit. Oh, no, this is it for me, guys. 60 FPS, 4K.
Oh, they're gonna run you over.
Adrenaline. Oh, they want to run me over. Yeah. You can't take me. No, you can't take me.
They're taking you.
I think they're gonna take.
And they really drag on the dying in this.
That was a drag, but there's Cyberpunk, guys. Only thing we could do is run 30 Mark Time Spy and actual practical benchmarks. We're gonna run Cinebench 2024, which has some 3D rendering and pretty high-end like rendering tasks that'll show the full potential of the CPU. Well, as far as the full potential we can test it is, because again, as I mentioned during the outro, this configuration in this system is for far more than we can even really test. It's more of just a, hey, if you actually have a use case for this, shout out to Super Workstations, here you go. But for us, we're just here to goof around, and we're gonna show you what the result of us goofing around is after this.
Alright guys, I never thought I'd be saying this, but we just got done benchmarking on a $37,000 gaming PC. The most expensive one I think we've ever built was around $7,000, so the fact that this was about 5 times the price or more is just absolutely mind-blowing. And yeah, the cores and threads, the RAM, all of it, just crazy.
Absolutely crazy. It was so crazy. All the benchmarks we did really don't show what this thing is fully capable of. The only people who really know what it's capable of are people who actually do real jobs. Smile. And actually can utilize all these cores and threads for big data centers and things like that, big workstation setups. But we did run our normal benchmarks, and it shows that they are definitely not optimized for hardware like this, because with a multi-core score in Cinebench R24, we got a score of 3,848, which is only like 5 or 6 times more than like a 5800X, which if you look at the price difference there, a little bit weird, but again, Cinebench 2024, not really designed to take advantage of that, because if you look at it, it only shows 128 cores and 512 threads. I'm not really sure if it's even fully utilizing all 256 cores inside the 2 CPUs in this. And in terms of 3D Mark Time Spy, we ran both benchmarks, the 4K one and the 1440p one, because in the 1440p one, the GPU is only being used like 30% of the time, so we're leaving a lot of headroom there. I really don't think it knew how to handle all the cores and threads inside the CPU, and we ended up with a very weird score of 8,012. It makes absolutely no sense, because we had a laptop that got a score of 8,484. And yeah, that laptop was $900. So again, the moral of the story is thank you to Super Workstations for sponsoring this video and sending this computer to mess around with. They warned us ahead of time that you could build a PC for $4,000 to $5,000 that would perform the same, if not a little bit better in terms of gaming. But it's just cool to see that we're actually having the opportunity to get our hands on server grade hardware that we most certainly would not be able to buy ourselves. So shop today at superworkstations.com if this is something you actually need by checking the link down below.
So as always, we hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, check out our other 2 YouTube channels and also our twitch.tv/toastybros, and do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
Now, if you didn't know, we also have many other social medias. If you can't get enough of the normal Toasty Bros, we also have Toasty Bros Instagram, we got X, we got TikTok, we have so much, guys.
So many different social media platforms. If you want more crazy Toasty Bros content or previews to content like this before it even goes live on the YouTube channel, check those links down below. See you guys later. Goodbye.